Hey everybody, hope your day and week's going well. Hope you're just kind of getting settled in with your informative report slash research paper. I know it seems kind of crazy and complex. Certainly, if you've never done one of these before, it probably seems pretty overwhelming to you. But I think you'll find that you'll be doing this. Certainly won't be your last one you'll ever do in college. So certainly give you some pretty good experience for these guys in your college career. I'm sure you've noticed there's quite a bit of a research component involved with this, and that's kind of what I kind of want to talk to you today a little bit about, and that's kind of a word on sources. I'm sure you've noticed if you looked at the Essay 2 assignment, one of the bullet points on there was um, uh, an encouragement to look at a video that was posted that's in your videos folder. It's called EBSCO tutorial. It was put together by one of our librarians, and it gives you a really detailed account of getting into one of our libraries, well, several of our libraries' databases, and finding articles, journals, magazines, all kinds of stuff, all sorts of things that you'll be using a lot actually this semester, later semesters, and in fact, not only here at Cowley, but really any university or college you go to. All higher ed institutions use these databases. You'll be using these databases with any kind of academic writing you use. So really getting to know how to do this kind of research will be invaluable to you. Doing this kind of research for academic writing is just, as I said, super important to learn. Um, so I wanted, again, just to make this very, very short video um, to just kind of give you a heads up, just a real quick guide, just to kind of get started in finding some sources. Again, and another point I'm sure you saw in this essay assignment is that this paper is going to require sources, right? Some academic sources. You're going to need 6 sources on this paper, right? So if you're going to say write something on, I don't know, why online education is so valuable, so beneficial, you can't just, well, certainly you can't just say, well, because I think it's a great idea. You're going to have to back that up with sources, academic sources, which means you can't just Google stuff. You can't just go on Google and say, hey, academic sources, why are they beneficial? You have to find some good, credible resources, and that's what I want to show you today. So, really quick, what do you do? What do you do? Well, let me just show you real quick. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to get on to our Cowley Library. Hey, that's my building right there. You're going to get into our library's website, and the first thing you're going to do is once you get into our main site page here, you're going to go to Learn at Cowley and then click on Library. So one of the first things you might have noticed is if you saw that video or if you try to get into our library itself, you're going to need a password. You're going to need a password. You're going to need some credentials to get into our library. And the reason for that is because I'm guessing probably 99.9%, if not 100% of you are not currently on campus these days for this glorious summer. So since you're not on campus, you're going to need to log in and have a password to get into our library. Rhoda explained how to find those passwords. And it's very easy. There's a password page on the main Blackboard sign-on screen. But if you have trouble finding it, I have attached a PDF file that shows all those passwords, and you can find it here on, once you're done with this great video of mine. I know you're all sick of these videos by now, but once you're done with this video, you'll see a PDF file that contains all of the passwords. So just look at that sheet and you'll find all the library's passwords. So for example, here in a second, we're going to be looking at a particular database's passwords, and you'll be able to see whatever database we're in, just find that password. I'll explain that here in just a second. So we're in the library here. So to find some database that you're going to explore, what you do is, once you're in the library's website, you're going to click on online resources like this. And this is going to give you a list of all the databases that you'll have access to. So when I said on the assignment that at least 5 of your sources have to be Cowley Library database sources, these are the databases I'm talking about. So at least 5 of your sources, you can have more, you can have 105 if you want, but at least 5 have to come from these sources, okay? I will tell you right now that this source right here, this one that says EBSCO journals, magazines, and ebooks, this will be your most popular one. In fact, nearly every one of your sources, I would venture to say, will come from this database here. So by the way, so when you look up your password, the password you're going to look for will say EBSCO password. So look at your handy little PDF file when you're done here and find the password for EBSCO databases, okay? So today we're going to just, for my real quick tutorial here, we're going to find an article from the EBSCO database. Again, these articles, they're unlike, just regular articles that you can find from a Google search, from a generic internet search. These are scholarly academic articles, right? And again, for more details and stuff, to watch that video that's posted online that Rhoda put together for you. It's a little bit longer, more detailed, and she'll explain the difference, what these types of articles are. In fact, you probably read more about them in the readings from this last week, but I just want to give you a short video here again, telling you how to find these articles, and you can learn more about them again with readings and other videos. But anyway, I am going to get into this database. Oh, it's asking me for a password because I'm sitting here at home, not on campus. Go here, look at my passwords. There's my password to get into the EBSCO database, and here is the database. So I'm going to get into this database by clicking on this bad boy here. And now I'm in this EBSCO database. And you'll see in this database, there are even more sub-databases that you can get into. And, you can really just go crazy and find all sorts of stuff in here. Again, watch that other video and she'll explain even more details, get you really crazy about digging into and finding more and more information. But I'm just going to do a quick search on, as I said, my research paper for this semester is going to be on, well, why not, the benefits of online education. We're all in an online class this summer. We all think it's beneficial. Most of us do. And so I'm going to write a paper, my research paper, my informative report is going to be on online education, the benefits of online education. So my first article that I want to, my first scholarly source that I want to find is anything on online education. Again, your paper might be on climate change. It might be on how to throw a curveball. Could be on anything. Mine in this case is online education. As you can see, there's just all kinds of, online education in the United States, disadvantages, effects on learning. I'm just going to do benefits of here, right? And as you can see, it's going to pull up just a crap ton. It's a literary term there. A whole lot of articles, 477 different articles here. But as you can see, not all of them are really going to be completely relevant to me. Like, I probably don't want to get into the sex education to cover online time rationing. I mean, maybe I do, but not for this particular paper. So don't just arbitrarily choose the first one that comes up. You know what I mean? So kind of go through here, right? You've got 477 of them, or you might want to even extend the search a little bit, but just kind of go through here and find one that looks good to you, right? So do any of these look good to me, right? I'm looking for specifically, benefits of online education. So what looks good to me, right? Do any look good to me? Benefits of online education. Well, this one maybe. Tuition-free virtual public schools ready to welcome Ohio students back to school. There's a few of these in here, kind of. I don't know, maybe just for ducks, maybe I'll pick this one here. Tuition-free virtual schools ready to welcome Michigan students back to school, right? For those of us Michigan fans. And so here's the article here. Maybe I'll click on this. This is show kind of the full text of the article. So here is kind of the text of the article here. If I want to listen to it, I can listen to it. But this is a pretty short clip of the article. Some are, some are going to be pages and pages and pages long. Some are going to be pretty short. But here's kind of the gist of one of these articles. So I might start explaining, right, what I'm going to be talking about, right? Some of the benefits of online education, or this and this and this and that. I might put in here, according to the article, tuition-free virtual public schools ready to welcome Michigan students back to school. The article says each of the Stride-powered Michigan schools specializes in serving different students' needs. Blah, blah. So I'm going to take a quote from this. I'm not going to quote the whole thing, but I might pick certain quotes out of this that are kind of support or inform my audience, why online education is beneficial, right? So I might go searching through here to find something in here that states why online education is beneficial, right? In fact, I see right here, according to the article, children across the states prepare to head back to school. Many state students could benefit from the alternative education offered by online tuition. So this might be a pretty good quote here that I might use, right? You're going to have to find stuff. You're going to have to find some different quotes from different articles. Again, you're going to need 5 of them, at least 5. You might need more. Remember, this is going to be a 5-page paper. So find some quotes. Later on, I'll show you how to start actually cite these things, right? So you might figure out, well, how the hell am I going to cite this? How do I make a works cited list? I'll show you some of that stuff later. Right, so this might be a quote, right? So that might be one source. What's another source I might use? Well, let's see. That was kind of an interesting one. Are there other ones here? Is the best option still in low adoption? Investigation, the adoption of online school in rural Sri Lanka. I don't know about that one. So just keep checking, right? Refugees and online and higher capability. What the? Here's one. The benefits of pursuing your online education. Well, that one looks pretty dang good, right? So you get the idea. You're going to have to kind of go through here and just find something that's specifically related to your argument. So this looks like it might have some pretty good stuff in here, right? Here are some benefits of pursuing your education online. And this has a bunch of stuff in here. So I might quote a few things from this article, right? You also might find, right, if some things don't exactly match here, maybe adjust your search a little bit. Maybe you can say something like online benefits for college students. So this might come up with something a little bit different. COVID impacts on course delivery and student financial wellness in higher education. Maybe this article might have something in there, right? So play around with it. Play around with it. Maybe you might want to do something like online education, maybe not just benefits, but maybe online education. See, this had a bunch of different things like pros and cons. Maybe this has something, right? Online learning versus traditional education. Which is the right upskill path for you, or pros and cons of online education, right? There's just so many things. So just play around with it. That's what you're going to need to do, okay? But this is the deal with the sources you're going to need to do. You're going to need these types of sources. Other sources that you might want to look for, let me see if I can get out of this here for a second. I'm just going to step out of here. You can do lots of different things in here, right? There might be some videos in here, search through some videos. Maybe there's some videos on online education. Issues and contra, just play around in here. Credo reference, and again, I don't want to spend too much time in here because Rhoda's video really gets into more details. I think she goes through every single one of these and explains what some of these are. A couple of these are like, these have some really good argument stuff. Later on in the semester, we'll do our argument essay. We'll get more into these. But explore all of these databases. All of these databases really get into some really cool stuff that might have some good articles for you. But any of these are good. Any of these will have good scholarly type articles for you. And any of them will work for you. So 5, again, remember 5 have to come from these databases, and then you'll be able to choose one sort of general internet site. That is to say, like a Google site. But remember, if the Google site, if you choose something from Google, make sure it's a good, credible article. Don't just take some random, soccer mom blog site or something. Remember we talked about, you probably saw something on there called a CRAP test, the CRAAP test, which means you kind of have to vet the article, make sure it's, credible, make sure, check who the author is, check what the dates are like, all that kind of stuff. It's got to be a good, credible article. Don't just take any random article you find or YouTube video you find. It's got to be a good, credible source. Okay. So that's just kind of a rundown on your sources. The last thing I want to say, friends, is just one real important thing. I know this stuff might be new to a lot of you. I get it. I get it. If you need help with any of this, you know I'm always happy to help you. But if this gets kind of crazy and you get flustered with the stuff, please don't just kind of throw in the towel and decide, I'm just gonna go to super reliable these days AI and get some help that way. Please don't do that. Don't do that in this day and age. I know it's super easy to do. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. It can really be it can really lead to all kinds of bad things. It's much easier to reach out, have somebody help you, um, like me, a tutor, somebody else that can help you with finding sources, citing things, putting your paper together. I know it's easy to use things like uh, ChatGPT or Bard or Claude or any of the other ones, but it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So please don't think about doing something like that or trying to use something like that to help you find sources or put your paper together. It really doesn't work on something like that, especially with all the other little pre-assignments we're doing. If you run into problems or if you get confused or you need some help, please let me know. I'm always happy to meet with you. I can meet with you on campus if you're nearby. I can certainly Zoom with you, do whatever you need. But please, try to get through this, and I will certainly help. All right. So that's a quick guide for sources. If you need any further help, please let me know. Good luck to you, and look forward to seeing your progress and your work and your drafts coming up next week. Talk to you soon. Take care.